What up, good people? It's your boy Mogul Mal, and I'd like to welcome you all to the episode of Mal on Movies, where I bring the theater to the house. Now, in this discussion about movies I've seen, basically, we doing spoiler alerts, we talking about the movie, we just having a real candid conversation about the movie. So if you cool with that, come on and join me in this week's episode. Let's go. So let's get right into it. Today's episode, we are discussing Creed 3. I have my producer in the house, Day Ray Media, Daytrick in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get straight to it. Creed 3, great movie. I really enjoyed it. My boy Alex, shout out to my man Alejandro. He told me I needed to go see it in IMAX. I'm a Dolby guy. I like the sound in Dolby. I like to sit in the middle seats around JK top area type thing. So when he told me to check it out in IMAX, I was like, let me do that. And his reason for checking it out in IMAX was because of the fight scenes. So the first night I went to go see it in Dolby, loved it. Like far as like the sound, the imagery, Dolby is that thing. If you can afford to go see movies in Dolby, go see it in Dolby. I went the next day in IMAX. Now I will say the fight scenes in IMAX, it's enormous because the screen in IMAX is so big. So when it came to the fight scenes, like the boxing, it was like you was at the ring, like you was front row in the ring, and it was life size. Like, so those screens were magnificent. But I'm still go say Dolby for me, because the other thing, that IMAX, them seats in IMAX, they rock like the theater I went to, they rock, but they don't recline. You gotta have your recline. Let me show you. You gotta recline. You want to put your feet out. I want to do something like that when I go to the movie. So, but other than that, like I said, I'm telling you right now, Dolby is where it go. I'm gonna get it right to the meat of it. The fight scene, man. I think that fight scene between Creed and Dane, I thought it was beautiful, particularly round 11. You got to see that pain. You got to see what they were going through throughout this whole movie, and I felt like it put it all into play in that round, at the during that scene or whatever. So from the bars, like the jail cell bars, to the punching bag that they had at the group home, I just thought it was very significant for them to do that. And then I thought it was also dope that they took the audience out. You know what I'm saying? So how I perceived that, with them taking the audience out, it really made it about them two. I really just felt that energy. Every blow, everything was you could feel it. You could feel that tension. You could feel that release that they were going through in that scene. I thought it was like I said, I thought the cinematography on that was pretty dope. How you feel about that, D? You think?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it as well. I enjoyed the way they did. I noticed how what you said, how the crowd disappeared. They went through the moments that they had been through.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved it as well. The particular scene where they did the split screen with the ball, and they both was on the
inside the wall. Now that scene. I'm about to actually get to that. That was a moment, like, that was emotion. So another part, what I would like to say in this movie, well, no. Let me take y'all back real quick. So all that said with the fight scene, though, I ain't gonna lie. It was, from the cinematography point of view, dope. I wanted more. They gave us 2 rounds. They gave us 2, 3, 4 rounds. They gave us the 2 rounds. Next thing I look up, it's the 11th round. They tell us the 11th round. Then they get us to the final round. So just me being a little picky, I wanted more of that. I felt like like I said, I think what they tried to do was accommodate that 1 round for that scene to get all of that energy out. And I wouldn't have mind like it being 3 or 4 rounds and then them taking us to the 11th round and doing it like that, or even that maybe being the 12th round. But that's just me I'm being picky. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't know how y'all feel about that. Y'all chime in. Let me know if you think it could have been more. But I feel like they wrapped that thing up real quick. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a boxer. I used to think I wanted to be a boxer until I seen when Martin got beat up and Tommy Hearns had him look. I was like, that ain't for me. I ain't trying to walk around like that. But I know body blows hurt. But are we gonna say that Creed knocked out Dane with a body blow? I don't know. I don't know. Which was it? I mean, I'm looking for the headshot. I'm looking for the hook, left, right.
Yep. I mean, it's a lot of, and I'm pretty sure you'll get into it. But that was another one of those things that I felt was rushed. Like they wanted to get to it because they wanted to feel make sure that the story shine over the fight.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I get that. So now let's get into, like I said, I liked for this. I think about the direction of the story. So to D's point, I feel like the main storyline for me was the guilt versus abandonment. So you have Creed on the side of guilt, and then you have Dame on the side of abandonment. And what I had to sit here and remember, and this is what's crazy when you start looking at actors, is that I had to remember because for a second I was so hyped to go see Creed, but what I didn't know what the storyline was gonna be. So I just knew that Jonathan Majors at the time, because we didn't know what his character's name was, but Dame was gonna be, that was the opponent. So I'm looking for a movie of full fight, right? So I'll be honest, I wasn't necessarily prepared for the retired storyline of Creed. That I wasn't ready for. I wasn't prepared. I didn't know. They opening up that scene with him and his daughter. Oh, the daughter, beautiful job. And I get into it. She was amazing, adorable, played that character very well. But I don't know if you would have told me that the storyline was going to be his retired life, that I would have cared. But I'm glad you didn't tell me that, or I didn't do the research to see that first, because that wouldn't have excited me. But seeing it and seeing the black man, the husband wife dynamic, to see him in father role now, to see him in management role now, to see him with his mother, and seeing all these different dynamics of a black man, I thought that was dope. So kudos to Michael B. And Ryan Coogler on the directing, producing of that, and creating that storyline. Because, like I said, I don't think that's what I knew that it's not what I expected. It's not necessarily what I wanted, but I definitely appreciated in seeing that. And so, back to what I was saying on that storyline of guilt and abandonment. Because of that, like I said, because of the whole retirement thing with Creed, I was more interested in Dame's character and understanding that. And so what I would like to bring to the light is, like, when I say this guilt and abandonment, you have Creed feeling guilty because that was his boy. That was who he used to run the town with. And far as on Dame's perspective, he's like, yo, like, I've been locked up and you ain't checked on me. So, like, you have this tension that's throughout the movie. And I'll break that down a little bit more, but I just want to get into the things that I like. To hear black men apologize, D said at the just a couple minutes ago, it was a scene where they're looking at the wall and they have each other like that. And I thought that was very powerful, because, once again, another thing of emotion. I thought this was really dope to see, like, black men's emotion in that instance. Anything you want to chime in on that, D, as far as with that scene?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it lets me see that they both was thinking about each other.
Yeah.
They're both at the same time, and they show how they actually looked at the wall on the opposite side of the wall at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
So apparently they were feeling the same thing.
Yep.
I did like that.
Yeah.
And it played out visually.
No, I thought that was dope. And then of course that last scene, or the scene before the last scene, after the fight is over, Creed going in there and being able to talk to Dame and get that off his chest and just apologize. And both of them to say, you know, Dame to say, man, that's not on you, that's on me. I thought it was beautiful because we don't get that in movies with black men. You know what I'm saying? To see that. And I think we need to see that more to be able to say, yo, this my bad. I apologize. Like, I love you, bro. Like let's try to move past all that, you know.
I like it showed accountability.
Accountability.
People don't really,
Yep.
People are not holding themselves
accountable. Yep.
And that really hit that.
Right. Now let me throw this out there though. Cause I talking to one of the homies, like even in that scene though, cause I ain't gonna lie, y'all, like I told you, I was invested in Dame and that character. Cause I was feeling, bro, like I felt bad for him because I'm like, here we are, and I have to understand, like I said, I'm trying to bring it to real life, right? And so Creed had not received these letters that Dame had been sending out, right? Moms had been hiding the letters. Now, you know, I'm looking at it like, bro, you even though you apologized and told them you didn't get the letters, I respect it. You didn't throw your mama under the bus. Y'all done stroked mama out. Mama died with, you know, like, but it's like, Dame still don't know how you didn't get these letters. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I felt like throughout the movie, it was like they tried to vilify Dame, but you really could, once again, like when I'm looking at the story of it, I'm like, I don't look at him as a bad guy, because if we look at it as like, you went to jail for protecting Creed. Like, that's why you went to jail. So it's like when I see Creed with the guilt, I'm like, yeah, you guilty because you got so far, you moved yourself so far away from that you damn near forgot who bro was. You know what I'm saying? You come out college, you looking like, who is you? And then you kind of put it together, but you move so far away from that. But then, like, I seen the compassion side. It's like, dang, like you would have stayed connected to him. But then again, would you have? Because you didn't reach out as well. Even though he was reaching out to you, you didn't know he was reaching out to you. You didn't reach out to him. So I want to ask you, D, like, it's a two-part question. And then audience, I want y'all to chime in too. Did you have a friend, a person that you used to ride with that your folks was like, that person ain't good company for you, but you still rocked with them anyway? And then, you know, like if some stuff may have popped off and your parents may found out, it's like, I done told you so. Like, have you had any situation like that?
Man, to be honest, this story hit real close to me.
Okay.
Because when I was 16, I was in a situation with somebody I grew up with, and he was known for being in the streets, cutting up or whatever. My street life was very. I kept my street life under wrap.
Okay.
Well, we got caught up in a situation where we ended up in a high-speed chase from the police, about 40-minute chase.
Yeah.
And I'm ramming the police and everything.
Yeah.
I was, like I said, around 16. We got caught. Me not having a history. We both went to jail or whatever. Yeah. But me not having a history, I got like basically a smack on the hand or whatever, and some probation. He went to prison for quite some bit because he had some other
priors to go to. Okay. Yeah.
Stuff too, and I think he had a warrant at the time.
Yeah.
So it hit real close because it's a similar situation.
Yeah.
Where I'm somebody I know. And no, I didn't reach out to him because one, we honestly wasn't close like that.
Okay.
But we were just two street dudes.
Yeah.
So it definitely, I didn't have anybody in my life at the time that would honestly, even my whole life, that would check me on who I hang with. My mama didn't. I had a lot of freedom in my teenage years. So that part I can't really relate to.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like having somebody that y'all got in some trouble together with,
right,
and you like, you moved on with your life.
Right.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
And I changed my life for the better. I think he probably went to prison a few more times.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can relate to it on that now.
See, what I found interesting. This is the thing, because I was salty at the mama. I'm salty at Mama Creed. Like I was really salty with her because check this out, y'all. Y'all watched the movie. Like, look at this. Let's keep it $1. Why was she holding on to the letters? Make it make sense. So from a theatrical standpoint, okay, cool part of the story. But like, if anything, I'm thinking if it's something that I want to keep away from my son or whatever, then we throwing these things away. We throwing it away. But I understood to add the theater side. Then she slides yeah. Then you slide the picture out there because when Creed came home to that, he pissed off to find out like, yo, like you've been keeping these letters, and then for her to try to slide in there is like, well, he ain't as good as you think. But it's like, but we cannot forget, and this is what I think is very interesting because once again, like I'm telling y'all, I rock with the Dame character until kind of like that part. It was kind of like, all right, bro, you didn't have to go that far. But like I said, I empathize with him because I'm still understanding is that yo, you initially from to our knowledge, we seen that the reason why you went to jail is because you took up for your man. So that's why I say my empathy comes in from there, right? So following with that, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't know, and I can't remember clearly. Like, I don't know that Michael B. Creed ever stated or told people that he ran in that situation or that he was even there in that situation. So I don't know if that ever came out, and so that's another part of him feeling that guilt. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, like he dipped. He got up out of there when, like I say, bro was there to protect him. So basically, like I said, I'm looking at it or just wondering, like, is that guilt that guilt like blaming the mama? That's where I was just at with it. It's just like, dang, Mama Creed, like why would you do that? And so of course we knew after he said those hurtful words to her that it was over for her. You know what I'm saying? So a couple other things.
But she didn't know. But he didn't know. You talking about Dame should have?
No, not Dame. No. I'm saying once Creed said those hurtful words to his mom, like you know what I'm saying, when he was like, yo, all of this happened because of you, and she's like, yeah, like it did happen because of me, but she had them tears in her eyes. I knew right then. I said, oh, she about to die. I was like she about to. So I look at that as like some of the predictable kind of that was kind of predictable to me.
No, I'm asking you, did you feel that Dame should have blamed her?
No. I feel like Creed. I feel like Creed should have like because the thing is we didn't know enough, and this why I have to keep reminding myself, you all, is that the story is about Creed. It's not about Dame. You know what I'm saying? But the thing was, for me, it was like we don't know enough about Dame's history to really label him this bad kid. Yeah, he had a gun. Yeah, he shouldn't have had a gun or anything like that. But even the trainer Duke, like everybody was telling Creed, don't feel guilty. So then it hit me. It's like, no, this nigga feel guilty because he ran. Like so it's like so I'm sitting here battling. I'm like, what you mean not feel guilty? Like, yeah, you didn't check on bro. You didn't do, you know what I'm saying, anything. But then it hit me too. It's like we get to a place where we get so like when you're moving up back to that point about when I was saying about the retired Creed, is that he had moved so far away from everything that I thought that was very interesting to where, like he said, I just want to forget it all. And so it made me think about folks who's in those situations where your childhood was so rough. Like even with his wife, and I think about that in relationships, is like things that you may keep from your spouse that it's trauma. It's things that you don't want to bring up from your childhood. You haven't fully dealt with it. And I think that's what another thing I liked about the movie, that it showed that. And so we may have forgotten that we see this new version of Creed. He's a owner, he's a manager and all that. He's refined now, but you would forget that he was a kid with anger issues. You know what I'm saying? Like you would forget that in this movie because you've seen his evolution or whatever. And so, but it just made me think, it's like, dang, like folks will really try to black out their past. You know what I'm saying? And so that was kind of touching to me, because he's like, yo, I don't want to remember the bed bugs. I don't want to remember getting beat up on. I don't want to. And the wife, the reason why they have intention is because you haven't dealt with the problem. You know what I'm saying? It's still in you. So I thought that was like I said, that just goes back to just seeing that direction of it.
You know, for me, it's
Yeah.
like it's eyebrow raising to know how different people can handle the same situations. Like I'm on the other end of that where I'm kind of like Dane, where I can look back at my traumas like, man, I can't,
yeah.
Some people are like, I don't
want to,
I'm like, okay, I can look at it and then kind of compare it to where I am now.
Nah, right.
And be proud of myself.
Right.
Some people allow those moments to drag them back down. Yeah. And some people look at it like, man, look where I am now.
Yeah.
I made it. So
yeah,
I'm glad that they highlighted that.
Yeah, man, I thought that was big. And like I say, I think it's important too. If you go back to Creed 1 and 2 or whatever, is that once again, I'm into the relationship mode, is that he's telling wife, like, remember they had that moment in, I think it was 1 or 2, like, no secrets. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me. So we're still, here we are years later, and there's still secrets.
Now, I will say.
Okay.
To me, sometimes people make that like it's a secret. To me, I don't really look at it like that was a secret. It's like, okay, like he's going to sit down with you and tell you everything, right,
of
his life, up until that point. I don't really, to me, I don't really see that as a secret, versus that's just something that we hadn't discussed yet. Like,
so now I'm with you on that. However, but when this person comes back into your life and you see, it's like, give me the history of who this is. You know what I'm saying? Because it was even awkward. Like, cause she's like, yo, what's up? Who is he? What's up? Oh, that's somebody from back. So you're not telling me the full. You're not telling me the full thing of what's y'all's history. Yeah. You know, so you look at that and think of that. And so, like I said, I just thought that was really interesting. And so to the other point, like I said, it was like, I don't know that I wanted like to see Creed in that elevated of doing boxing fights and trying to do stuff for the money. Some of that was like whack, just to me, not from an acting standpoint, but like I'm saying from just a character, like the trying to make things happen for the money, getting your boxing matches together. Like I wasn't ready for the retired Creed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, but it was dope to see. Now a few of the things that I gotta hop into that I would have liked to have seen, I guess, better. You know what I mean? I feel like that last 20 minutes of the movie was rushed. I feel like my man went from practicing boxing or whatever, and I'm talking about Dane. He sets up the move for his partner to come into the party. How the man get into the party? How is jail homie get into the party? Like, I got questions. Like, because I thought it was a private party. You know what I'm saying? It may not have been a private party, but it felt like a private party. You know what I'm saying? Was that his +1? He had his +1 coming there every night, but he had to do what he had to do to try to get that fight. But I would have liked, I felt like the movie was good enough that I wouldn't have mind to have about 15, 20 more minutes of just the overall thing. So a few of the things that I think that they could have kind of expounded on is once Dane became a champion, like that uprise. Like what was that like? Because the thing is, we go from seeing him in the scene partying outside with folks, you know, and him and Creed having their altercation, to the next scene, bruh is with this bad chick in his big ass house, and he's able to call in to Stephen A. Smith. Like how we get there? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, and then all of a sudden now y'all talking to each other, and now you get to fight, you get to bring Creed out of retirement. So I just thought that was just like, I felt like we could have seen a little bit more evolution where Stephen A. had mentioned like, oh, Dame has been talking about you family. Like, I felt like we could have seen some of that. Like let's see some of that friction or tension build up, you know. So all we got them, you know, saying that they go fight. Like, how you got Stephen A.'s number? Like, Creed, not Creed, but Dane. How Dane? I would have liked to seen his rise in that. I wouldn't even mind like for him to have been able to get a match or two in between there. Like, what you say?
Because he even went from no fans to
a lot of fans. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm like, bruh, so that kind of had me like, come on, y'all, like y'all playing. So, and then once again, like I mentioned earlier, you stroked mama out, y'all killed her, I don't know what the time period between the funeral and then him going on Stephen A. Like I couldn't feel like I said, it could have been time or less, but I didn't feel it. I would have, like I said, I think they could have did that. Like the movie was good enough that I could have sat there for another 15 minutes and enjoyed that. And then now I will say this. I believe, like I told y'all earlier, the daughter that was great. My prediction is that Creed, the legacy of it is going to go. They're going to go in that direction of the daughter being deaf and being a fighter and all of that. What I will say that's a funny to me is that I love the scene when the parents was at the school. I thought that was super dope. The way they communicated to the teacher, but I found it interesting. And like I say, I know movies don't have a lot of time to dig into everything background, but the argument was about her, it was Amara, wanting to watching his fights or wanting to be a fighter or doing that and not controlling her anger, like feeling bullied and just she fights at school similar to Creed, but they never once he seen that she had been watching the fights. That scene where it showed her watching the fights. So he's like, "Oh, you've been watching the fights?" She's like, "Yeah, I watch all your fights." He was showing her how to box, but he never spoke to her controlling her anger. And I just thought I felt like that could have been summed up in one or two sentences. They didn't need a deep dive, but maybe they'll go into the next movie and discuss that more. But I just thought now all of a sudden it's okay for her to be in the ring. And then at the end, wife is like, Bianca's like, look she's been waiting on this moment, but we still didn't address her controlling her emotions. So I'm nitpicking.
Maybe they're going to use that
yeah,
to make another movie. So
that's what I think. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, but that's it. At the end of the day, man, like I said, it was a really, really good movie. Shout out. They grossed 100 million over that first weekend. Really dope. But like I said, my takeaways is just seeing that black man, guilt versus abandonment. You know what I'm saying? Like I think and communication, being able to apologize. I think it was beautifully done. Seeing those emotions. Shout out to everybody involved. I mean, it was a dope movie. It was like I said, man, we waited 5 years almost for this, or 3 to 5 years for it to come out. The hype was real. Go see it in Dolby. That's what I believe, man. Any words from you, D, that you got?
Nah, man. I think that it's a real good watch. In any movie we watch, we'll find things that But overall, man, I think that this was definitely a top watch for me. It's one of those movies I can watch.
I can watch again. Yeah, I definitely will watch it again. I read, like I said, I mean, y'all watching this, so you've seen it. You know what I'm saying? But chime in, comment, subscribe, let people know. And just remember this about me. I'm not a critic. I just like movies. Peace.